Shit.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by Danny Code, DC, UPenn's finest, Chris Coacher, CB, Coacher Boy. We got another great episode for you guys today. This is the first of our 2-episode schedule. So we will be recapping the Thursday night game a little bit, the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock Sunday slates, and then on Wednesdays where you'll get your Sunday night football and then Monday night football recaps as we preview the next week. Just a reminder, if you're new here, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you're listening to this on audio platforms, leave a like, 5-star review, download the episode if you enjoyed it, and comment if you can. But let's not waste any time. Let's just get into summits and plummets. And I guess since it's not a week-long thing, it would have to be from the past couple of days, Danny.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a summit. Just got a haircut. Boy CJ got me right.
Is that where you were at?
No. I got a haircut on Saturday.
Gotcha.
And then
Me next.
Oh, plummet. I got a good plummet. Random Chris. I didn't know this is a thing. I've been having sharp pains in my side. Went to the doctor, and I got diagnosed with inflammation in my rib cage, the cartilage in my rib cage. Yeah.
Your injury.
How does that happen? What happened? What the?
So it could be three things. It's so it could be like a sickness, you're coughing too hard, you're bench pressing too much, or you get hit in your ribs and so I don't know what really happened. My dog could have jumped on me. I was coughing a little bit a couple weeks ago.
Let me find out Apollo broke your ribs, bro.
Yeah, I also did play through ACL tear, so I could just have a broken rib right now and not know.
I mean, that's what happened to Carson Wentz. The back led up to his ribs, and it was a whole mess. If Danny's camera goes in and out, just know he is still with us.
I'm here. Yeah. I'm here.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Nah, you're cool. You're all good. We can go to Chris.
Janky cord.
Janky.
What plummet?
We established.
I give you my plummet. I was just telling Tony DC my plummet before was almost $30,000 richer, but no Saquon 2 touchdowns. I had Joe. I had Kenneth Walker. I had Kyron Williams. That's my plummet. That is very sad. And in the big 2024, I didn't learn my lesson of betting on a running back on the Eagles. Idiot. So that's my plummet. My summit is that I'll be going to Spurs Mavs to open the season up.
That's tough. Definitely can't complain about that. My summit is a premonition that I had. By the time this episode is out, my New York Liberty will be WNBA champions, and Sabrina Ionescu won't foul somebody to lose the game.
Yeah. See,
all reality.
If I had Tone to go Wednesday evening to Sixers Bucks with me,
I'm free Wednesday evening. We out. I'm free. I just gotta get my haircut in the morning. Got class, and then we can boogie.
We can look.
I don't got no Sixers gear though. I'm wearing a Saquon jersey.
Giannis.
That's what I did. One time tickets was dirt cheap.
Freak.
It was rookie. Yeah, I told you about this a million times, but it was rookie Paulo versus the Sixers. I said, man, I'm just gonna go. I wore a Jalen Hurts jersey. I like watching basketball. If a ticket's cheap, I'm going. So, but yeah, but a real summit. Good dominant Eagles win today. But in the same game is where my plummet comes in. I had to watch Kenny Pickett step on the field for my football team. So
he was bad.
Suffering from success. He was, I believe, last time I checked, 0 for 1, no yards. So
they look bad.
There's a reason he didn't throw the ball. But it's because we were up $1 million. The real plummet, I started sewing towards Achilles, and that might have been the last time he ever plays football.
That's a summit.
Yeah. Did I say plummet? I meant summit. Oh, yeah. No. Summit. That's not a plummet. One of Satan's greatest soldiers. But yeah,
all right.
Very eventful week of football for sure.
He's a bad human being, but
nope.
I don't.
Hey, stop. Hey, leave it there. Bad human being, and we can end this sentence. But
all I gotta say is it was retribution for the injuries that he might have caused.
On every single episode, you will see me wearing some kind of hat, whether it's a snapback, whether it's a dad style hat. I always got to have something to complete the outfit. And the only place where I get my hats is lids.com. Lids.com has so many different brands, and of course they have a bunch of different styles. Like I just said, it could be dad hat, snapback, it could be fitted, it could be Velcro back. Whatever you want, they got it. And with the NFL season coming up, I know you're going to want to rock and represent your favorite squad. Me personally, I'm a big Eagles guy, and I love this 47 brand throwback hat that I got from Lids.com. Or if you're more of a snapback guy, I also got this NBA champions Boston Celtics new era cap from Lids.com as well. If you like either of those hats and you feel like you want one to represent your squad, click the link in the description below. Whether it's New Era or 47, both links will take you right to Lids.com. And the best thing about Lids, they always have some type of deal going on their website. So make sure you click that link and check out any deals they got going on at Lids.com. It's retribution for making the Browns look like crap and for terrorizing many women across the United States. So him tearing his Achilles is, in return, highly patriotic.
For sure. I'm with that.
But we can get started with this Week 7 recap. Again, we aren't really getting into these. The Thursday and the London game, both were kind of blowouts. The Saints are, like, super decimated at this time. How can I even really give them a look? Even so, I wouldn't even say the Broncos were... Bo Nix was really good in the short game, that game, but it's the same old story when it came to him. I thought, I don't know if y'all saw anything different. Very good in the short game. Footwork is causing him these big shot plays that was saw early. That's what everybody was talking about. But yeah, I don't know if y'all had anything to add. That's really what happened there.
Not really.
A little more eventful was the London game, though. I think the final score, it was 32-16. I did stop watching, closer to the end after the Jaguars had it under control. I do want to start with the Patriots, though. Danny, did you want to? Because I was going to mention.
I believe my hot was that Drake May threw for 250 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You had Patriots winning, though.
Yeah, I did have Patriots winning, but I was right. He threw for 275 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah,
and I think this is going to be game one where you see Drake May just kind of stepping out of his shell. He might be the only person on the team that is on the team in 3 years. Outside of, maybe Pop Douglas.
Oh, and Christian Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Offensively.
Offensively. No, Christian Gonzalez will also be there offensively. When they miss out on Travis Hunter, they're like, damn it, we have Travis Hunter at home.
We're going to try
it. They're offensively... No O-line. The receivers are... once Pop Douglas got hurt, KJ Osborne, your number one.
Not even Kendrick Bourne, who actually had a huge drop, I think, on a third down. It was like,
damn. Man, KB's a decent slot receiver. Pittsburgh Steeler.
Bourne's fine. Yeah, I mean, Bourne's fine. Definitely just don't want that being number one target. I do want to say about the offensive line, though. I thought they gave Drake May a respectable amount of time today. Against Hines Allen and against Walker, I thought they did fine. The only issue is, though, the Patriots did not have a first down run attempt go for more than 4 yards the entire game. And I believe a good majority of them resulted in like 1 or 2 yards. This is success rate 0.
Simply said, you take out Drake May's carries, and they have 10 attempts for 22 yards, averaging 2.2 yards pop.
Absolutely ridiculous. So, and even with the offense looking this way, Drake May makes this offense look a million times better because his ability to push the ball down the field, his arm allows him to take chances in windows that Brissett just isn't able to do. It's not that Brissett doesn't see it. He probably just knows his arm doesn't got it. Drake May has an insane arm, as we all know.
Did you know that JaMychal Hasty was on the Patriots?
Dude, no.
I thought he was on the Jags still.
Nope. And then as for their defense, they said it perfectly on the broadcast. It's like, yeah, they're used to the offense not looking great over the past couple of years, but like, why is the defense looking bad now? And I mean, outside of Gonzalez, it's just like they're not. Tank Bigsby, Chris's guy, ran all over them. Ran all over Jacksonville. Dearness Johnson, credit to him as well. They absolutely ran through New England's face. It was embarrassing by their front seven. And because that run game was able to get going, Trevor Lawrence easily had his best game of the year. He was absolutely on the money with his throws. That throw. I don't know if anybody else caught it. That throw to Brian Thomas all the way down the field with Christian Gonzalez absolutely dripped over him. Couldn't put it in a better spot. I thought Trevor Lawrence. Look, the numbers didn't jump out. He didn't throw for 200 yards to my knowledge, but I thought he played great.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Yeah, I can't say this isn't a season saver for Jacksonville. Doug Peterson, you keep your job for one more week. I don't know if I could really see y'all fighting back, getting in the AFC wild card picture because the schedule gets nasty. But this is a good win and a much needed good Trevor Lawrence.
Man, they play the NFC North. Packers, Eagles, Vikings, Lions. Dougie P, let's play a game called Which Week Will You Be Fired? And my guess is by the time they lose to the Vikings, actually, if he loses to the Eagles on November 3rd, get him out.
I would say that I would say depending on how bad they lose their next game, that could be the one. And it should be the one. He should have been fired yesterday. But
sneaky, they're gonna wind up beating the Packers. It's just gonna. This is the way they are.
Jordan Love CTE game where he doesn't get lucky? Maybe. Do we want to jump right into Packers Texans? While we were at it?
Let's do that. If you put Trevor Lawrence on the Packers, he's 100% better than Jordan Love. That's my hot take.
I would agree because I think their arm talents are comparable. Trevor Lawrence is 1,000% the smarter player, though.
Yep.
And Lawrence, I would even go to say Lawrence is probably the better athlete too.
He is, for sure.
Lawrence is definitely. I would say Lawrence is the better athlete. Love has a better fadeaway ball. I think he can play freestyle better than Lawrence.
Yeah, it's better.
You ask somebody to sit in there and make all the throws. I think LaFleur would do wonders with Lawrence, but it's definitely close. I don't think it's
close.
Nobody's running
it was just a hot take.
Either way.
I think a lot of people would think
but granted, in this game, we still had two phenomenal young quarterbacks. Whether they played phenomenal is very subjective. But I have to ask, I don't know if I missed it. Why did CJ Stroud have 86 yards?
Not a good football player. Plus, doesn't play. No, it's funny. He couldn't get the ball out. Like, bro, he literally couldn't. He didn't have any time. Like, we were just watching it from start to finish. He couldn't get any time. Like, literally every time he dropped back,
that's what I was thinking.
Only a dump to mix and open or like nothing. He was getting pissed throughout the game because the line's better than how they played today. Now the D line for the Packers looked like the Browns, like Miles Garrett's out there, but he just didn't have any time, which it was weird too because like on the times he had time, he made good throws. But
and it's weird because the Packers have not generated any type of pressure all year. Now is the time. I thought that was weird because Stroud, I caught about like the second half, I would say, and then another contribution to it is feeding the hell out of Mixon. And I think that's the correct way to go. I mean, he paid it back 115 yards, 2 touchdowns. And it kept you in the game despite not having that pass game available. How much of that is a credit to maybe Nico Collins made CJ Stroud? No, I wouldn't go that far.
And they had 6 starters out on defense too, which was tough for the Texans.
And they still held Green Bay to 24.
Will Anderson is stepping up to that top 3 pass rusher range. Maybe top 3 may be Gaston because I know Crosby and Garrett and Parsons exist. But Will Anderson is in my top 5. Oh, and obviously, come on, I know that.
He's so good. So, he's bypassing your thoughts.
Yeah, but like even the Bosa bros, like I think Anderson's in that conversation of just like, bro, he's elite. He's elite.
Yeah. Did you have any thoughts on Green Bay's offense specifically? I mean, there was obviously some turnovers by Love, but they put points on the board. Romeo Doubs starting to get back involved with the offense. What were your thoughts on their offense today?
Honestly, like I'm being completely honest, I think the Green Bay Packers. It's kind of like name soup with who's going to eat that day. Like you got like 6, 7 guys, and Tucker Kraft is pulled out of the hat. Dontavian Wicks is pulled out of the hat. Jaden Reed's the best one in the room, and he's like rarely pulled out of the hat.
Yeah, 2 catches, 10 yards. He didn't do anything.
The issue is like this team, they don't have too much talent. I'm not gonna say that. They have a bunch of guys that just win favorable matchups on a week-to-week basis, which is good for the long run and good in the playoffs. Like they have route runners, they have guys that stretch the field, they have guys that do specific things, but they don't have an Devontae Adams, which I mean, They used to. But
Yeah.
they don't have that like number one guy. So I think it's pretty interesting to see that the Packers kind of adapted it by saying, well, we're not going to have a star guy. We'll have 6 versions of different people, which is, probably the first team in the NFL I've ever seen to do this. Like, they have just depth everywhere on offense, and that's pretty much on display every week. And as for the Texans, Joe Mixon has looked like a top 5 running back in the NFL this year.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And it makes you question that how bad is the Bengals offensive line, because me and Chris have been preaching about it, but this O-line that O-line was awful. And he just goes to a decent O-line down with a good quarterback. I mean, you say Stroud and Burrow on the same level. They might not be, but just say they are.
Close enough to compare situations.
It's pretty nuts. Like, he's had a career revitalization. You just got to stay healthy. So
yeah.
I think they're really feeling the hit that without Nico Collins, but this is a potential Super Bowl matchup, and be really, really, really on the lookout for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I will say, I mean, the Texans offense, even as bad of a passing day as y'all had, left the field with the lead. Defense, they couldn't hold up their end of the bargain. I will say, as this game was as Jordan Love as it gets from the first quarter all the way into the end. What are you doing throwing that ball up? Throwing up a 50-50 ball with a secured field goal. Why did you do that? That was hilarious. He's so lucky that fell to the ground. Because it's a 50-50 ball. That means either your guy can get it or the other guy could get it. Well, I guess a better terminology would be like 49-49-2, 2% chance it hits the ground, whatever. But yeah, that was just so stupid. Like, I have no clue why I did that. Of course, they win, so you don't really look at that. You don't really care. But
yeah,
I just wanted to talk about that for a second. The other absolute banger in the opening window, Lions-Vikings.
Yeah.
This one's weird because, again, I don't give out participation awards. If you win, you win. You lose, you lose. But what I can walk away with this game is saying this was a battle of NFC heavyweights. I think the Vikings, despite it being a loss, they proved their NFC heavyweight. They were down by multiple digits. They were down by double digits multiple times in this game, fought back every single one. And again, their offense left the field with the lead. Well,
once.
No, not technically. They got it back with like 15 seconds left. But before that game-winning field goal, they had the lead.
Defensively.
Defensively.
No, like they had the defense touchdown. Ivan Pace scored a defense touchdown.
Well, yeah, but the offense got it back and they couldn't churn away the clock entirely. Is kind of what I'm getting at. I'm saying when they left the field, they had the lead.
Yeah, for sure.
While the defense played, like you said, the scoop and score was absolutely incredible. You're not even in that game if Ivan Pace doesn't, trot down the field.
Top 5 in the league.
We're big Ivan Pace guys. But I didn't want to swing this one to Chris. Just what were your thoughts on the Lions offense with, Gibbs having the big day, Amon-Ra having the big day, even though David Montgomery was kind of ineffective and had that fumble as well. Just what were your thoughts on the Lions this week?
Best offense in the league and Jared Goff. I think it's beautiful that I'll show them with the Jared Goff thing. He's Brock Purdy on Super Saiyan. Like, if you need a person that can get people the ball, Jared Goff's your guy, especially if he has a line that's blocking really well. So I think they're just the best. They're the best offense in the NFL right now, to me. Like, as far as weapons, how they're used, how efficient they are for the most part, I think the Lions are the best offense. And I think they showed that today because they have 15 different ways they can go. They can go J-Mo. J-Mo had -4 yards today, and it looked like everybody in the offense played great just because that team moves the ball so well. They move well. The team like they have. That's a real change of pace. Like, having Gibbs and Montgomery, that's a real change of pace. And Gibbs can get down and dirty too, and go up the middle as well. So they have the best offense right now, and I think that's just what today showed. And because even with not having much of a pass rush with Hudson being out and stuff like that, I think the offense can kind of carry them if they continue to play the way they have.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Danny, did you have any more thoughts on the Lions, or did you want to bring up anything about the Vikings?
I do like to say, if we're going to be completely honest, I think Sam Darnold can play the Jared Goff role on the Vikings. I think once T.J. Hawkinson comes back, they're very similarly built. If they're just kind of like budget versions almost. Aaron Jones, Cam Akers, Jahmyr Gibbs, and I mean, it's really just Aaron Jones there, right? But I'm taking Hawkinson over Laporta. Call me crazy.
I won't call you crazy. It's just it's been a while since we saw a healthy Hawkinson, and Laporta has put together quite the resume since then.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're both top tier tight ends. Like, you're splitting hairs,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, it's like indifferent. I just prefer Hawkinson. I think he has a greater body of work. Justin Jefferson, Amon-Ra, I'm thinking Jettis. I mean, but Amon-Ra's not like he's far behind, but like he's not like miles behind.
He is no scrub. Like, you line him up against any other receiver in the NFL, over the past 2 years, his resume goes toe to toe. Like, absolutely.
And I want to be completely honest with you. Jordan Addison and J-Mo, very, very close.
I think, honestly, with what Addison did last year, the start hasn't been crazy to this year, but I would take Addison.
Dude, Addison has such a higher ceiling right now. Like,
yeah,
but,
as a true route runner, yeah, I agree.
So thinking about it like that, these Vikings could really go toe to toe with all the teams in the NFC North, and I think that everyone overlooked them because they're like, their defense doesn't have any premier names. Their best edge rusher is Jonathan Grenard. It doesn't matter. They have Brian Flores, which when you're dialing up coverages that are confusing Kyle Shanahan-led offenses, and you can just completely each and every week just take advantage of it. It's very impressive. So I think the Vikings heavyweight, I think they're going to have a really, really tough schedule. Like, it's the NFC North. It's going to be really rough, but I think they'll be fine turning around. I do want to talk about the Bills and Titans, Tony. You can talk about
absolutely. Let's go right there.
I think I just want to see, is Josh Allen your MVP, and why?
I would still have Allen as my MVP, just because I still think he's playing well enough to keep him in the race. That was my preseason pick. I'm going to roll with it. More so that he's gotten him to this point with the core that he has. Now, granted, Cardinals or the Texans game was hideous, but he was like sneaky concussed, and the receiver core just had a bad outing against the Ravens. It was a bad matchup. Now, if you have Lamar, that's completely fine. I'm almost inclined to agree at this rate. But with Allen, and especially going forward, because this is what I really wanted to put emphasis on the Bills' offense, I think Allen will win the MVP because Amari Cooper gives them a guy who 9 times out of 10 is going to win his rep.
Well, now here's a guy who can win his rep. Oh,
exactly. Like that is exactly what it is, though. Amari Cooper, he wasn't even the star of the show today. It was Keon Coleman had by far his best game. I thought he was phenomenal. He was great. And it's going to look like not exactly like this going forward. But because you got to respect Amari Cooper, the work he's put in this league, and he's still athletically there. And he had a solid day as well with a touchdown. His ability to win reps will constantly bring more attention to him. You got Keon Coleman, Khalil Shakir. They're going to start winning their reps because you're getting guarded by worse and worse players, worse and worse athletes. As shown today, Keon Coleman, he thought he had a touchdown. Watch your feet next time, buddy. But he played great. And I think Amari Cooper changes the entire dynamic of the room because then the former one, Shakir, becomes a 2. Coleman becomes a 3. Or Coleman becomes a 3. Shakir becomes 2, whatever that is. But everybody gets bumped down the depth chart, and they end up getting better matchups. And now they can compete with higher competing secondaries. Like if they ran it back with the Ravens right now, it's going to be at least a lot closer of a game. I don't know their answer to stop the Ravens offense because they didn't have one that day, but they have a way to at least keep up. That's where I'm at with the Josh Allen MVP. Maybe I'm like reaching a little bit if he's my winner right now, but I think the addition of Amari Cooper is going to make the world to this offense.
I agree, and I kind of want to talk about let's 2 more games left in the 1 o'clock slate, but Eagles Giants. It's really It's really interesting to me. Saquon Barkley. Let's just keep it quick here. Saquon Barkley, he had the juice.
He is the sauce,
and he had it all, right? And AJ Brown, top 5 receiver in the league, probably top 3 if you ask me.
Top
3 if you ask me. A top 2, depending on who you're talking to. But
you're talking to someone top 2, obviously.
But yeah, so I think pretty simply, Jalen Hurts played an efficient football game. Saquon Barkley was explosive, and AJ Brown was himself. Smitty wasn't there. I don't know where he went. He was. I think he was on a different football field today.
Wasn't a lot drawn up for 6 today.
I will say I love seeing the downfall of New York after seeing the Yankees advance to the World Series. I need to see
but the uprise of New York is still on the way.
I need to see
basketball. Let's not forget.
That's true, but I also need to see. I need to see the Knicks fail because they ruined Mikal Bridges.
Yeah, that jump shot's ugly. They said that's where Kyle Anderson's hitch went.
He said,
yeah, he got that. That's where Tatum's hitch went. I did want to stay with the Eagles though. You said Jalen Hurts played efficient football. I get he didn't turn the ball over. I didn't think he was I didn't think he was amazing. I thought he played fine. He made some sick plays. He broke out of a sack that wasn't 1-to-1 to Carson Wentz's against Washington all those years ago, where he came out of the pile of bodies, as John Gruden said. It wasn't like that. He broke a Dexter Lawrence sack, which was cool, and he ran for a first down. I thought that was pretty cool. Obviously, had the back-footed while getting hit bomb to A.J. Brown. A gorgeous throw. I'll never get over Jalen Hurts' down the field, outside the number accuracy. Him and Geno are probably the 2 best at throwing that football.
One more. Jaden Daniels. He's nuts.
Yeah. I would probably, those are 3 of my guys right now when it comes to that ball. But it's hilarious. So Dan Orlovsky said on Get Up, and everybody knows this, you script your first 10 to 15 plays, right? Eagles, their first 15 plays resulted in 30 yards. Once again, the only team in the NFL with no first quarter points. The next 7 plays tripled that yardage and scored 2 touchdowns within the next 7 plays.
To be fair, Saquon broke a long run.
Yeah, that's fine. But why are the first 15 plays? Why? Okay, as the game goes on, it starts to become more about how skilled are your players. But why is it through the first quarter of football, Nick Sirianni, you're getting outcoached like every single first quarter, you are outcoached flat out.
Yeah.
And then through these first 15 plays, if we want to get Saquon involved, why are we not getting under center? Let him get downhill. It'll warm him up faster. Can't complain too much. Got a dominant win today. Like you said, AJ was great. Hurts was fine. Saquon Barkley, clearly the MVP of the day. And then the defense showed up. Got lots of pressure, obviously, with Andrew Thomas out. Take it for what it is. And then, Cooper DeJean, exciting white.
Hey, Chris, let's kick it over to you for the game that you saw your ladies' team get cooked.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. And I do want to say, Kirk Cousins, get ready to learn back up to Michael Penix because you, my friend, and that Achilles, it's not moving very well. No, but all jokes aside, I think the Seahawks would do for a game where they just beat somebody head in. And I think the Falcons just fell victim to it. They didn't have it today. Falcons just didn't have it. They didn't have it. They were a little off. I think the offense was a little off. Defense couldn't stop a nosebleed. And I think they have one of the better secondaries. Unfortunately, they don't employ Jeff Okudah anymore. He's terrible. But outside of that, I think they just didn't have it today. And I think the Seahawks did. I think it was like a prove-it game to an extent for those guys after, seeing a little bit of on the field arguing last week with DK. Gino, just a couple of guys kind of not getting into it, but just having those healthy conversations that you need to have when you want to be a winning football team. I think they just, responded honestly, and just the Falcons were unfortunately on the short end of the stick of that. But it was cool to see Kyle Pitts and Bijan get involved in the offense, just because I'm obviously fans of those guys. And I think that they can do well. Pitts was really, really, really involved early. They kind of slowed down towards the end of the game. But yeah, like I said, and as y'all know, I'm a big fan of this Falcons team too. And like I said, it was just one of those bumps in the road. I think they should come back better from. But I think they just ran into a team who was motivated to win for a bunch of reasons, and they showed.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
But one thing I guess you can say from a Falcons fan's perspective, they fed Bijan, and he paid it forward with 100+ yards, 143 scrimmage yards. But the Seahawks, this was a true dominant win, and this is what people wanted to see from them all this time. Why do you have so much talent on that defensive side? You got these names. Offensively, you got Geno Smith, this year at least, one of the 10 best quarterbacks easily. DK Metcalf, he got hurt, which is unfortunate, but he was having a stellar game. Kenneth Walker was having a good game. Noah Fant breakout game, 65 yards. Been weighing on it. But nonetheless, yeah, I absolutely agree. This was a stellar performance by Seattle. And we don't give them too much love. I kind of thought even through their 3-0 start, they were a little fake. This was a much earned win on the road, which I think is even more important. Danny, do you have anything to say about Michael Penix's 1-for-1 for 14 yards performance today?
He's the best quarterback of all time.
Yeah, streets are saying. I did want to point out something. We are not going to talk about this game whatsoever, but I had two quick thoughts on Panthers.
Colts. Oh,
no. This game was even more entertaining than that, and that was a 6-point game. This was a 33-point blowout. My one is Marcus Mariota hooping in Big 2024. That was cool.
It's just King Bears offense. Easy.
Hope JD's cool. And then if you're the Panthers, I simply just don't know what is the Dolan thing was fun for like 2 games, man. Get Bryce back in. I've seen enough.
Yeah, can I say something about that?
Dude. This team sucks. The team sucks.
Please, bro.
Sucks.
Please.
Yeah, just let my boy get back in the game, man. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Like, it was cool to get that one win. Like, yeah, we turned around with that. Like, we want to get
we
one.
beat the Raiders.
Like, awesome. And I do want to be known before I say this. The Raiders did beat the Ravens. Ravens are a fake football team. Do want that to be known. And also, Bryce Young can't do no worse than this. This Panthers team is just not very talented. In a league of professional football players, this team is not very talented. So I think at the end of the day, unless you're just scared of him getting hurt, which obviously you're not because you just don't think he's playing well, you might as well let him just play through his mistakes. That's at the end of the day. This whole team's a mistake at this point. You might as well let him play through it.
When the NBA is a league that needs expansion, the NFL might need some relegation.
Like this, Ant Edwards to the Vikings, I guess.
Yo, he said if I win a championship, I'm going to play football. Yo,
respect.
A lot of his antics, like I do find a little bit corny. He does that, bro. He's on my Mount Rushmore.
But the funny
he would have lived LeBron's dream, and I have to just side with what LeGoat could have been.
Bro, I really believe that he would do that. Like honestly, I really believe he would do that.
No, I believe it, and I think he'd be good. I think he'd be a good receiver, like AJ Brown or something.
Oh, I do want to say, just real quick on that Ohio game, Cincinnati versus Cleveland. I just wanted to note that the Bengals offense looked absolutely in sync today. Burrow was getting everybody the ball. Again, run game wasn't great. But the 15 carries to Brown is enough to keep them balanced in the bare minimum. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase is going to make a defense pay if they even show the slightest attention to the box. So, yeah, I thought they showed out. The October through January Bengals are very much in swing offensively at the least. And again, they're 3-4 or 3-3, something like that.
Yeah.
Is that going to go get you a playoff spot at this rate with how bad you started and how bad your defense is? I don't know, but if T. Higgins and Jamar Chase keep playing this way, they're going to make it interesting.
We'll get to see
Burrow, so it'll be interesting.
Next week, they run two very tough matchup, and it's going to be Eagles versus Bengals. Winner
Yeah, the
goes
Bengals
to
are
the
Bengals are
playoffs.
gonna keep this thing rolling. Their defense is gonna have the best game of the year. 5 sacks, 2 picks. Knowing my luck, who
Future
who
Super
has it?
future
Who has
Super
it
Bowl.
worse than me? And then I'll say another. I will give anybody who watches this 50 cents if they watched Raiders Rams.
Nah, not a dollar.
I just want to say that Aiden O'Connell gets like, I don't know if this is his first or second start. He gets a chance. He breaks his thumb. Minshew comes in
Yes.
and puts on probably the worst quarterback performance you'll see all year. Credit to Madison though, 123 scrimmage yards. Brock Bowers 10 catches, 93 yards. All my fantasy team.
That's a shout out Brock Bowers.
And
top 10 tight end.
This will transition to me into the last game we're going to recap. The good news is McVay said Kupp should be good for Thursday Night Football. That's the good news. The bad news transitions to this next game where we're talking about Niners Chiefs. Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL.
Probably. It could be less severe.
Confirmed.
But
I was wondering what it
Shanahan
was.
told reporters that the team is worried he tore his ACL. You're right, but usually when it's feared.
I mean, Rashee Rice avoided it, but it's probably season-ending still. Also,
no, Rashee Wright. No, it's because Mahomes was too late to his witch's pot, and he didn't throw in one of Rashee Rice's
dreads,
car tires, dreads into the potion, so it didn't work. The devil did not accept that. And the Niners don't got that juice. They use white magic.
Ayuk got hit in the ribs. I didn't even know it was his knee. I thought he got hit in the ribs on that.
Nah, he was cooked. He probably did get in the ribs too.
Yeah. But I mean, if you were, this is the game I focused on in the 4:00 window. If you were looking strictly at box score, this quarterback matchup was nasty. It's nasty, and Mahomes has not been doing a good job with the football this year.
I don't know. He's not throwing. Dude, who the hell is he throwing to?
Why are you giving the ball to the other team 8 times? That's just, why are you giving the ball to the other team more than Will Levis? That's not acceptable. But granted, he had his
nice guy.
He had his own run game going, and Kareem Hunt had the run game going, a familiar face in Kansas City. So that was at least something they could rely on offensively, but absolutely made their money defensively.
Kareem Hunt and Marcus Mariota in the big 2024.
Really in the big 2025 at this point. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I do like to see, outside of you getting hurt, I think Kittle is eating. I think Kittle is emerging as their number one target in the offense. Ricky Purcell, overrated in his debut. They said he got shot and came back faster than CMC.
Yeah, bro, that's pretty nuts.
That is, but true. Insane, but true.
Yeah, if Ayuk's going to miss a severe amount of time, like Kittle is he's simply going to have to step up.
Yeah, for sure.
But in this game, this is kind of what I was telling you. Like last episode, I think you said something about Purdy being really good this year, and I was just like, I have my concerns with him this year. That last drive down 9, the red zone woes, their red zone woes scream nothing like a Kyle Shanahan offense. Kyle Shanahan offenses live in the red zone. Like they run you all the way downfield in chunks, and then they demolish you in the red zone. And Brock Purdy's been probably the worst red zone quarterback this year. He's been bad. Him or Jalen Hurts, whatever. But interception to effectively end the game after you chugged all the way down the field, it's just not smart decisions with the football. And Purdy, it's crazy because the aspect of the game where I think he excels the most at is reading the field. And that is where he has not excelled in the red zone. But his creativity pill has gone up.
Pill.
Yeah, we'll take it that way if he's on, medication. But his his scrambling ability has been almost how it was when he was in college, where he was doing the crazy throws on the run and he was turning his back to the defense and still making completions. And he is learning to read the field. Things aren't open. I'm going to take off. It just has to still be there. A football field between the end zones, it's 100 yards. You got to play good football for 100 yards. You can't play good football for 85 yards. that doesn't win you football games. And that's unfortunately the
It's
situation
true.
for the Niners. Outside of the red zone, they're still great. Their defense is still great. Outside of letting Mahomes get away with that bullshit run where Fred Warner misses a tackle and three guys just watch Mahomes run by them because he fakes it 5 yards upfield. All right, come on. And that could be just defensive discipline. Kellen Moore is on that staff, so it's highly likely. But it's just the Niners. I wasn't worried about them initially a couple weeks ago. And maybe losing to the Chiefs isn't like the end all be all. So maybe I'm still not exactly worried. This was just a bad game from Brock Purdy. It was highly uncharacteristic. He doesn't turn the ball over at this rate. And he didn't put points on the board either. And it's only going to get harder. You're not going to have Ayuk. Lord knows what's happening to Christian McCaffrey. So
They're trying to give him new legs.
what will you do with 3 All-Pros, Mr. Purdy? We'll see. Granted, it's still very important. Those are your guys. Those are the guys you go to work with every single day. You got the best chemistry with them. But I'm excited to see Juwan Jennings step up, if that means anything to anybody.
Yeah. And the Chiefs are cooked, dude. The Chiefs have nobody left. Juju got hurt.
They're 6-0.
And they're 6-0. They're 6-0 and they got nobody left.
It's so crazy how like Mahomes hasn't even put on like a masterclass, I would say. He's turned the ball over, I think, in every single game this year. He leads the league in interceptions, and they are 6-0.
Oh, let's start a conversation. Mahomes getting carried by his defense.
Sounds a lot like another GOAT I know.
Yeah, I know. Joel Embiid.
It's GOAT things. Embiid getting carried by Maxey.
Yep.
Didn't know Maxey was defense now.
It's GOAT things, I guess. You know, it's just
Yeah. Yep. Him, Tatum,
Kelly Oubre season.
Yo. They said Tatum just like Aaron Judge celebrating the championship victory because he doing nothing.
That's crazy that Sixers fans are trying to project that onto Tatum because they know damn well Aaron Judge is Joel Embiid. They know damn well.
He was. But Embiid didn't make a final.
He was, and then he became a winner.
No, Juan Soto made him a winner.
Tatum made himself a winner.
No,
dude had a 30-10 and 6 game to close out
the Tatum
the conference finals.
The Tatum hate's not real. Like it's like it shouldn't be real.
It doesn't make sense, dude. Trust me. I know. I know.
I think we could segue into previewing Steelers Jets. Before we
do we want to preview that, or did we just want to?
It's up to you. I don't care. I'm indifferent.
I was I was just gonna leave it to the recap. If we had any predictions though, or anything, what do you here, we could talk real quick. What do you want to see? I'll take a Steelers question away from you because I don't want you to answer that. What do you want to see from the Jets offense?
Yeah, well, I think it's pretty interesting. The Steelers game, you got Mr. Ayahuasca and Devontae Adams. And then you got Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell in the town because they were speaking at a Trump rally in Latrobe, which is like the most like bingo card thing to check off in 2024. Like, what is going on here? Anyway, it's pretty insane. I think this game is going to get really, really fun. Russell Wilson, I just want to see you push the ball. Like, look, if you're being passive, we could put Justin Fields right back in there. Like, be aggressive, take shots. Let him take control of the offense and dial it up. Because we have Justin Fields sitting right behind you to go be passive and just run a vanilla offense. So, call plays, make audibles to the line, make checks, be Russell Wilson. That's what I want to see from the Steelers offense. Because that's what Russell Wilson brings that Fields doesn't. He doesn't have 15 years of NFL experience. Oh, it's damn near 15. He's 36 years old. Probably played, 13 years now? 14 years? He's been in the NFL for a damn long time. He's 2-time Super Bowl champion. And I can surely say a 24-year-old Justin Fields does not have that. So, that's exactly what I see from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And from the Jets, I want to see Garrett Wilson involved still. The Steelers are gonna put Joey Porter Jr. on Devontae, and he's gonna make it life as hard as it can be. So I would love to see Garrett Wilson like go right at Garrett Wilson on whoever the Steelers have two, Dante Jackson, or put him in the slot. But Garrett Wilson in the slot will save the season for the Jets if that's possible.
Will save the season, dude. Yeah, no, I agree with everything you said, to be entirely honest. And you hit the nail on the head when it comes to the Wilson thing. It's like, if you're just going to go out there to bring the same game that Fields does minus a run game, yeah, just get Fields back in there, because at least he adds that dynamic. Wilson has to do what I said earlier about Hurts and Geno and Jane Daniels. Russell Wilson made a living on these moonshots down the sideline. Do you have that arm still? Probably not. But you got one guy who is willing to go to bat for you on the other end of those moonshots, and it's going to be George Pickens. So, yeah, I absolutely agree with you, though.
Yeah, and then I guess we can just fly through the Monday slate if you want. If
I mean,
Ravens Bucks. We can do Ravens Bucks. Chargers versus Cardinals is kind of just Kyler Murray versus Justin Herbert. So we'll call that the Pookie Bowl.
Yeah, you can't make me hate.
You
Granted, though, I don't really expect this could be the Chargers' best game offensively. Though they were real shot to do it.
Yeah, I agree.
Now the Cardinals, you are going against a stouter defense per se. The Chargers defense, I'm still finding a hard time to gauge it. They've done good every game. It's just like, I don't know. It's hard to gauge, but I don't know. We'll see. I think the Chargers offense has a big day, though.
Yeah, for sure. I like that. I would like to.
I was
the Ravens.
Yeah.
Bucks. Make your prediction right now. I want to hear it.
I have the Ravens winning.
Ravens, I think
31-20 Ravens.
I like Ravens 28-21. I think Lamar is one loss all time against the NFC team.
Yeah, we don't play that losing to the NFC mess.
See, that's why if you could just get past the AFC playoffs, it's wraps.
Only because we have Patrick Mahomes in our way. Must be fun.
But
I will say this,
what you need is this is Twitter logic. Please don't attack me. You need Burrow to handle Mahomes, and then you guys go handle Burrow, and then you're good.
I'm cool with that. Anything to get Patrick Mahomes out of my way. But I will say this. I think Monday is going to be really lit. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think the Buccaneers offense is really good. Bucky Irvin, hometown kid, went to Hillcrest. Bucky's a beast. And I was saying it as y'all were we were talking about pre-draft, that he could easily be RB1 over there. I don't know if easily, but he might end up being RB1 by the end of the year. Evans and Godwin are elite wide receiver duos we talked about last week. I think it's going to be a test for our secondary, which hasn't been strong or consistently strong, I'd say, at the very least. So I think it's going to be a good game. But I think hopefully we can get after Baker Mayfield. And I think Lamar puts on a masterclass. Passing and rush yards. He puts on a masterclass.
All right.
I would agree.
Like
that's kind of the staple to beating the Bucs. You do have to give Baker Mayfield some pressure. That's kind of how it goes. So, yeah, I'd absolutely agree. But do we have anything else we want to talk about? Again, to hear the to hear the recap on these games that we just previewed, that'll be out on Thursday morning. While we end up previewing the Thursday game and the rest of the Sunday slate, and we'll probably do what we did this time. We'll save the Monday preview, unless it's like an absolute master, like banger of a game that we know. We'll talk about it that episode, but probably save it for the Monday one.
Najee Harris kicks off the game, Mr. Consistent 4 yards.
Yep. Yeah, but thank you guys for tuning in. Again, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you listen to this on audio, leave a like, 5-star review, download the episode, comment if you can. AP New Freezer, Culture by Migos, DC Comics. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch y'all on Thursday.